Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 1129. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper. Check it out at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham and invite you to click on that link on the Facebook side. Join me on camera, shoot the breeze, share information, etc. And what I forgot to do is to grab my cell phone and let me. Just want to grab my phone and turn off the volume because strangely enough, I only seem to get phone calls when I'm either live streaming or in the restroom. Anyway, that's just the way it goes, I guess. So let's get started with the word page. That is the government and nonprofit information page. Grabbing my iPad here. So there are city, county, and nonprofit programs and services that you can read about at your convenience on the word page. Also, the Durham County libraries are all open until 8, and that does include Bragtown. And of course, Stanford L. Warren is closed for repairs. We all know that. And let's see what's on the docket for the Durham Technical Community College Small Business Center and also other small business centers across the land being North Carolina. So let's see. There's something going on today. From 6:30 until 7:30, a free webinar for entrepreneurs called Marketing Your Business. And as you probably can guess, with it being the holiday season, there won't be as many classes listed. So just be aware of that. And there's going to be a couple of classes tomorrow. I'll just tell you the names in case you want to prepare. And of course, sign up in advance. They're all free. So tomorrow at 2, improve your website speed and integrate tracking scripts with Google Tag Manager. Wow, that's new to me. Okay. Then at 6, claim your marks, registering trademarks and service marks in North Carolina and more. And then another one at 6, business networking for artists and crafters, brainstorming new products and business ideas. Ooh, I might want to go to that one. That sounds really intriguing. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the word page. So let me scroll to the bottom. There's one more thing. You probably know Northgate Mall has been auctioned off bit by bit throughout this, I guess, starting like past summer, I should say. So they're winding down. This is one of the last ones. One of the last auctions will be on Wednesday, December 8th. So is that next week? Wait. Gee whiz. Yeah, next Wednesday. Isn't that weird? It's the 8th already. Yeah. So at 6 o'clock, there's going to be an online auction of Northgate Mall's fixtures and decorative items, whatever's left. And you can actually go to Northgate and look at the items that you're bidding on next Wednesday from 10 until 2. You do have to sign up, of course, and then you can put in your bid online and attend the auction online at 6 next Wednesday. And let me know if you win anything. That would be awesome. Okay, let's go to the senior page, senior scope. Now, this is, I'm going to say it's relatively new because of COVID. You know, the Durham Parks and Recreation, all the recreation centers and community centers have all been closed. So I just want you to know that they're starting to open back up. They're not all open like they used to be. But for the most part, for seniors, there are certain centers that are open for seniors to hang out. So just to let you know, these are all listed on the Senior Scope page. So let's see. The Holton Center, 401 North Driver Street. They're bringing back arts and crafts for seniors from 11 to 12:30. This is free. And then they have something called Let's Get Together at Lyon Park, 1309 Halley Street. And that's going to be on Tuesdays, so tomorrow, from 11 until noon. And they're going to also have one at Walltown Park, and that's going to be Tuesdays, tomorrow, from noon until 1. So basically, they're playing checkers, they're joining discussion groups, they're watching movies. They're basically hanging out, and it's totally free for seniors. And seniors age 55 plus. Okay, also you can play Bid Whiz on, they call it Bid Whiz, Walltown Park Recreation Center on Tuesdays. And that's going to be from 4:30 until 8:30. So you can really hang out. And again, it's free. They have bingo at the Holton Center. That's going to be, the address, I'm sorry, Walltown Park is 1308 West Club Boulevard. Then they're going to have bingo on Wednesdays from 10 to noon. And again, this is free. And then you can play bridge. I wonder how many people play bridge nowadays. I'm very curious because that was my grandmother and great grandmother's game. So they're going to be playing bridge and making friends and hanging out on Thursdays, and that's going to be at Edison Johnson on Thursdays, 12:30 to 2:30, and of course, Edison Johnson Recreation Center is 500 West Club Boulevard. Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. So it's good. So the seniors can get out, enjoy themselves, take your beverages with you, coffee, whatever. And just enjoy yourself and make friends and enjoy being out again. They'll probably, I'm guessing, but probably because of the new variant of COVID-19, they're probably going to require people to wear masks. I wouldn't be surprised. Just have it on hand just in case. All righty, let's see. Let's go to the Let's Go page, the last page that we will be visiting. Let's see. It's the 29th. Now, this is going on right now. This is a one-time deal. They have this, let's see, they started yesterday, and then today they're finishing up with the Local Makers Holiday Market. This is going to be, actually, I shouldn't say going to be, it's happening right now through, let's see, until 5. This is happening at the Durham Food Hall, right across the street from Durham Central Park at 530 Foster Street. And that's that new building, that new big, beautiful building. The lower floors where they have like the restaurants, the eateries, et cetera, et cetera. So you can do some holiday shopping with local craft persons and small businesses. They're going to have food and beverages available for purchase in the Riggs Lounge. I have not been in that building. I need to roll by and see what it's like. Anyway, they're going to have music and movies playing. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Free admission. So go look around, do some shopping, and just enjoy yourself this afternoon, going on right now until 5 o'clock. Again, at the Durham Food Hall, 530 Foster Street. That's right there at the corner of Foster and I think Corporation. Pretty sure it's Corporation. All righty. Let's see. New Visions of Africa Restaurant. They'll be giving away free meals from 3 until 6 to people in need. So just stop by and they will hand you a nice warm meal. You can enjoy it at the picnic table, which is right outside, or you can just take it home. And they're served by the number 5 and 5K bus. Okay, this afternoon from 4 until 5, Legal Aid NC, they'll be hosting Home. Home stands for Home on Monday evening. This is where they talk about housing issues, including evictions, et cetera, et cetera. Marvis Fun's going to have her Stay Well virtual line dance class from 7 until 8. It's free. It's on Zoom. You can learn those line dances that you always wanted to learn. Also, Marvis also keeps up with what's going to be popular next year as well. Because it's on for next year. Unless I'm not going to mention Omicron. I'm not going to mention COVID-19. I'm just going to let's hope for the best. Let's hope that everything will be back to normal. Dorothy Gentry's here. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. What's she saying? Okay. Oh, homebound. Okay. She's getting out more. On her walker. Awesome. Living her best life while she can. We are all trying to do so. Yes. And yeah. So in terms of what people might say, what's data? That's the bus service. It's now called Go Durham. But yeah, get out as much as you can because, and the weather's going to be really nice this week. I'll be looking at the weather in just a second. Okay, let's see. Speaking of New Visions of Africa Restaurant tomorrow, I just spoke to Kasib, and he says they're on tomorrow, 12:30, grocery giveaway. If you are taking the bus, the Go Durham bus, they are served by the number 5 and the 5K. Now, if you're on the bus or if you're from the neighborhood and you're walking there, try to have a rollaway cart because they're going to give you a lot of food. way too much to handle just, carrying the food in your arms. So tomorrow, 12:30, look for someone who looks authoritative. Sometimes they have a lady sitting on the side at a table. Sometimes they have people standing around with, what do you call those? The clipboards. So in any case, just look around, and if you don't know, just ask, and people will point to whoever it is you need to give your name to. They'll call out your name, and then you step forward and get your groceries. And last time they were giving away full bags of was it potatoes or sweet potatoes? Potatoes, full bags of potatoes. All right, is that it for tomorrow? Let's see. That is it for everything happening in Durham. Now, if I've left something out, you let me know, because I don't leave things out on purpose. So if I don't know about it, I need to know. You need to tell me. So be sure to share this out also so that more people can know what's happening in Durham. Now, let's look at the weather. It's not too bad. I'm getting used to the cool weather. It's 46. It is sunny at least. Tomorrow it's going up to 50. And that's not too bad. So it's going to be partly sunny. It's sunny right now. It's going to get slightly cloudy for a couple of hours, and then the sun will come out bright and sure until sunset. And then tomorrow it's going up to 59. Like I was saying, Dorothy Gentry, it's going to be nice. In fact, let's see for the rest of the week. So 59 and sunny tomorrow. You can't beat that, at least for the fall. So let's see the rest of the week. Tuesday, 59. Oh, my God. Wednesday, 62. Thursday, 70 degrees. Friday, 73. Saturday, getting cool again, 67, but that's still beautiful. And then Sunday, back down to 50. So, yeah. So if you don't want to go out today, definitely don't miss going out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, because it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. And maybe those are good days for putting out your holiday decorations, because there's nothing like waiting to the last minute and putting up holiday decorations in 14-degree temperatures. You don't want to do that. So I think it's pretty much, I thought Barb was going to stop by. In fact, what I'm going to do, if you can indulge me real quick, I'm going to look for Barb online and send her the link. I haven't seen Barb for a while. She did put a post out that she was going to be joining me. So let me look for Barb. Let's see. There she is. So I'm sending her the link, and hopefully she can join me, because she said she would. All righty. So, Dorothy Gentry and others watching, I don't know if you're aware that the Durham Skywriter has been totally redesigned from top to bottom. I'm using a whole new website builder. Well, new to me anyway. It's definitely much better than what I was using before. I'm also using a different, website, hosting? Like GoDaddy. I was using GoDaddy. Now I'm using Google Domains. And for those of you who are building websites, check out Google Domains, because Google has this feature where your personal information is hidden from people who are just like scouting around, if you know what I'm saying. So, Dorothy, definitely check it out. DurhamSkywriter.com for sure. Now with Google, you don't have to pay extra for that personal information hidden thing. If you're with GoDaddy, you have to pay extra for that. And a lot of different hosting sites, that's the word. A lot of different hosting sites make you pay extra to hide your personal information, and Google does not. So you might want to look into that if you are hosting a website, or if you're thinking like I did, moving to a different platform and starting from scratch. That's kind of a good idea there. I was hoping Barb was going to join me. Boy. So, and Dorothy, you can always click on the link and join me if you'd like. The link is right there. And in fact, anyone who wants to practice being on camera, I encourage you to drop in on Bull City Hangout because it's very casual. And it's a good way to practice being in front of the camera. Sometimes people think that this is, well, it can be scary if you're not used to it. But you do get used to it if like me, you do a show every day. I remember when I first started, I actually had notes and I was like, I do have notes still, but I mean word for word. I was like almost like reading. I was so nervous. I remember the first time I was on radio. I started out with radio. So I started out with WHPK in Chicago. And I was so scared. Even though nobody could see me, I was really nervous. And I was reading. I would write out a script and actually almost read it word for, excuse me, word for word. But once you get used to being in front of the mic and on camera, you really realize it's just fun. I'm using really a lot. It's just fun. It's, in fact, I enjoy it because it's not about, I realize it's not about me. What I'm trying to do is to give you information that I hope you can use. So for me, it's fun because I know I'm hoping that I'm doing something good, something that people can enjoy, something that people can use, put to get use, help their families, etc., etc. So maybe something happened with Barb. I know she has 2 dogs, so maybe she has to feed them or something. So I'm going to end the show now, and maybe Barb can join me tomorrow. I would really, in fact, you know what? I'm going to give her a second chance. I'm going to actually go to Facebook. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to check my other. Okay, so let me check with Barb real quick. Check my notifications. And let's see. I don't see any new comments from Barb. So it could be that she's just really, really busy. She does a lot. So I'm not mad at her. Oh, been on Facebook for 10. I haven't been on Facebook for 10 years. That's awesome. And you know what? All these internet companies, their business is information, our information. So it's not like they're doing this just to help us out. They're making money off of us. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just one of those things. You have to protect yourself however you can, knowing that you are using these services for free, YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all that. That is, in my opinion, the price that we pay for using these free services. Just the fact that we're aware that they are using our information and selling it off. If you don't like that, then I guess it's best to have your own website and not use the social media, because that is the business that they're in. They use our information so that advertisers know. For example, they might know that I make toys. So I can imagine certain companies would be, or they might know I'm a DJ. So certain companies might target ads in my direction that maybe they might not show to you because maybe you're into something else like dog grooming or whatever. Kente I was just watching a video all about the Los Angeles life. So Kente, hello. And it's only 9 a.m. in Los Angeles. So if you'd like to hop on and join me on camera, I was trying to buy time because Barbara Tomlin said she was going to join me and she's not here yet. So if you'd like to join me, you are more than welcome. Anybody can click and join me. Also, I use StreamYard, and up to 10 people can be on camera at the same time. So if you hop on it. Oh, Kente, I'm going to show you this real quick because Kente is all about podcasting. He is the master when it comes to interviewing and hanging out. Check this out, Kente. Just got a Stream Deck. Usually it's $150 and I got it for $99 because, holiday season. So if you don't already have your Stream Deck, you might want to get one. And folks, you'll start noticing that my show will start improving. What Stream Deck does, let's see, how can I explain it? You push buttons and it does things. That's all I can say. It adds greatly to your show. You program it. You program it however way you want to. And this is the actual Stream Deck itself. Oh, wait, how do they do on YouTube? I love when they do that. But yeah, so this is Stream Deck. So you program the buttons, you hook it up to your computer, and then you program it, and it can change from camera to camera if you're using more than one camera. 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 is actually here. Oh my God. Okay, wait. Wait, let me bring on 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 properly. 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗏, what's new?
How you doing?
Doing well.
You know, it's
Yeah.
so funny because normally when I see your show, I'm driving, so
Yeah, it's only 9 a.m. Yeah.
I haven't left yet. So I was like,
Mhm.
I pulled you up on the television, and I was like, let me pop in. So I can
Cool.
actually do it without crashing.
You look
And
very relaxed. Yeah,
I'm
and,
very
and, and
relaxed.
crashing is a bad thing. So, yeah,
Yeah.
try to avoid that if at all possible.
Yes. I have a Stream Deck. I think the same one you have, and
Okay.
I gotta be better. I've only used it like a handful of times. I have like one sound effect in it, and
Mhm.
I probably need to redo it because it comes out kind of low. But
What do you have? What do you have? Like applause or what?
no, it's from some TV show. It was like a funny line from a TV show. I can't remember what it was,
Okay.
but
I want to add. I want to add that sound. My favorite sound effect is the one that goes dun dun dun.
yeah, I like that
Yeah, I
too.
want to add that one. That's my
Dun,
favorite.
dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I like that one too. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. So
So
yeah,
yeah. So this is the 16. Wait, 15. Why do they call it 16 buttons when it's 15? Weird.
yeah, I have
Because
that.
usually they say 16 or 32,
Hmm.
but this is 15.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it's pretty easy to set up too. Uh,
Yeah, I
it
was.
seemed like it was at first, but then like it was difficult, but then when you actually do it, it's really easy. They make it very easy, especially if you use it with your computer. So,
Well, StreamYard has a how-to video,
about Stream
so
Deck.
that's gonna help me a lot because I need to see the video.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I already have my adapter for my new computer.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's my adapter.
Hmm.
So got my stand
All right. Yes, that
and
one.
my.
That stand though is a little. You got to be careful. That thing is always tipping over for me. So, uh,
Well,
but it might be just me. I might be too rough.
this one guy I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos, and he says that he puts his flat to play it safe. He just keeps his just flat. He doesn't even use the stand
Yeah,
because
yeah,
yeah.
I can see why, but I like mine. I like it though, the stand because But the only thing is, if you press it, like me, I got heavy fingers, so
Mhm.
sometimes I'll knock it over. So
Well, see, I can't afford that because I'm actually on a very, very small. Actually, I'm sitting on an exercise bike.
oh
I
wow,
have an
what?
exercise bike that has a desk attached. See,
Wow,
you see, so I'm riding right now.
that is funny. Maybe I'll do mine from the treadmill.
Yeah, yeah, that would be hip.
next
So the
next time I
desk,
come on, I'll be on the treadmill. You'll be on the exercise bike.
that would be really hip, actually.
Yeah.
But you know what? The desk is so small that I have to be careful. Let's see. It does have little rubber feet. See, if I do push it off the desk, it
Mhm.
will be on the floor. I mean, I can't. And the rubber feet, you know what? The rubber feet are holding really well.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I'm gonna keep mine flat. You know.
Hmm. How's DJing going?
Pretty well, because people have this pent up desire to party.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I played for Downtown Durham Inc. this Saturday
Nice.
from, let's see, from, what was that, 2 to 5. And I've been playing for the city of Durham, some events for the city of Durham. And I'm looking forward to more because I've got lots and lots of holiday music. So, and what Dorothy's saying, she's stretching. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bad knee implant. Ooh. My dad had, I don't know if that's the same as knee replacements, but my dad had 2 knee replacements.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you definitely need to get that. I hope you have those people coming by the house. What do you call those? In what are
CNA.
those people?
CNA.
The people that help you exercise and
Physical therapist.
that's it. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
physical therapist. Because my dad, and it was really difficult for my dad because he had Alzheimer's, and
Right.
so he could not retain information.
Right.
So they're trying to teach him how to walk correctly, and it was a mess, but it was better than him being in pain.
Mm.
So yeah. So what is this? A 20, so 21 med secretary. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, but I know Dorothy's dealing with things, so thumbs up to Dorothy. Wishing you the best, because anytime you're dealing with knees, I know there's pain involved. So definitely, good luck with everything. So Kente, so what's happening in LA? Because I was just watching a video on YouTube about Los Angeles influencers
Mm.
and the crazy life, that
Well,
influencer life.
well, unfortunately, I'm not an influencer, but I have no influence on anybody. So, but uh, things are great. I don't know if you saw on my Instagram. I went to a 70s themed party the other night. So
Ooh, nice.
yeah, I had a couple of the pictures up on Instagram.
I'll check.
I had an afro wig and
Oh
the tie
no.
dye shirt and the peace signs and all of that stuff. It was pretty fun. Uh,
Cool.
so that was cool. It was my big sis. Uh, her I can say it. It's her 60th birthday. So
Nice.
I mean it was 60 everywhere. So I guess I'm not talking out of turn
Gotcha.
to say that. So my biological sister and all of her friends who are like my big sisters, they all turned 60 this year.
Nice.
So they all been
Nice.
celebrating it throughout the year. My sister just turned 60
Mm.
in October the 18th.
Mhm.
Wait, I believe it was October 18th. Don't shoot me. But yeah. So yeah,
Nice.
so we it's been an interesting year. And my mother turned 80 this year. So
Sweet.
yeah, so
Sweet.
she's hovering around here. I don't think she's gonna beat me up for saying that.
Oh, you can see everybody, right? I mean, is everybody in LA or what?
Hmm?
Is everybody in LA? Are you able to see your family in
Um
person?
yeah. My sister lives in Chicago.
Oh,
But most of like my big sis, well, actually, the one that was birthday, she lives in Detroit, but they came down to have the
nice.
party because most of her family is here. We're all from LA, so for the most part, I
Mhm.
mean, my mother is from Pittsburgh originally,
Wow.
but she's lived in Chicago. I mean, sorry, lived in LA.
Mhm.
Um, I think more than she's been anywhere else. So
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
yeah,
Very
over
cool.
50 years. So yeah, I think mom came
Mhm.
in the 60s. So we
Mhm.
kind of count her as an LA person, a little bit.
What's the word? Los Angelino?
Yeah, Los Angelino.
Los
Yeah,
Angelino.
Angelino. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm born and raised though, because my
Mhm.
sister was, I think, born in Pittsburgh, but she grew up here in LA.
Mhm.
I was born in Los Angeles. I was raised in LA. I'm a real LA dude. Like, I'm not one of these people that moved out here to try to become an actor or something, you know. Like
waiting tables and all that. Well,
yeah.
tell me this. Okay, so Chicago, they have made TV shows and movies in Chicago. I mean, it's not like it's totally unknown, but I have noticed that, and of course I get excited. Even I was living in Chicago, whenever I'd see Chicago on, I mean, it was rare enough that I'd still get excited when I would see Chicago as the home base of a TV show or movie. But I did notice that they were almost always inaccurate. For example, I remember watching a Steve McQueen movie, and for the storyline, they had a train that usually doesn't go down in the subway to go down in the subway for the storyline. And then where he emerged, it would have been impossible in real life for him to come out of this particular train station off of this particular train. But they did it for the scenery and the storyline.
Right.
You know, so LA, I grew up seeing LA in movies and TV shows all the time. Are they pretty accurate whenever they depict LA in terms of, the scenery and where things are set and the logistics and things?
I think a lot of times, for the most part, like I remember the movie Speed. They, I'm watching the movie, and that's the one with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock on the bus.
Okay.
And I remember, they're on the bus and they're like somewhere not far from where I live right now. And then next thing you know, they're like 20 minutes ahead, but it's supposed to be continuously 20 minutes away. And I was like, wait a minute, those streets don't, and then the show 24, when it I think the first 4 or 5 years it was set in LA. And sometimes I would, when they would be like, oh, we got to be in such and such place, because the show was real time. And I'm like, there's no way they'd get there in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think there's some directors that do a great job of scouting LA, because a lot of times you see the same places on TV shows, but LA is so much more than there's so many more, like the movie Heat does a great job of really showing you different places of LA. And there was a show called The Shield that did a good job of showing different parts of LA. And there's another show called Bosch, does a great job of showing Los Angeles.
But you can imagine the Hollywood people, they know LA, so they don't know Chicago. So
right.
So they're gonna, oh, Barb made it. Okay, let's bring on Barb, add her to the equation.
Well, hi, you guys.
Barb. Hey.
I apologize. I cannot come on in person, only by audio today.
Okay, we'll enjoy the scenery.
Jeez.
Oh wait, there's Bigfoot.
What was? I can say.
I think Bigfoot's only in the snow.
Yeah,
I think.
Last year at this time, that was a snow scene right there. And today it's supposed to be like 52 degrees. Yesterday was 68. And tomorrow is scheduled to be 68. Can you believe that?
Because we're supposed to have nice weather here in Durham, and you're in Oregon, right?
Right, Central Oregon.
68. How could it be that nice in Oregon? Is that
odd? It's scary. It's scary when it turns out that way, because I was on the phone with my husband, who's in Albuquerque right now, and he's telling me about the weather there. And he says, yeah, we're supposed to have a really cold winter in Oregon. And I was here in the wintertime. The one year it was over 4.5 feet high, the snow off of my deck. And I've shown you enough to know that I'm high up off the ground.
I have not seen that much snow on your deck. That is amazing.
Yeah. So I told my husband, I says, we just need to be grateful, because I needed the weather to do the winterizing, to get the stuff done. And I hadn't been able to get it done because of the crazy weather we'd had before. So I look at it as a positive. So this is one of my IP cams. I have this one, and I have two right now that are mounted in my clerestory windows, so that they're just temporary. But so that is through glass, and that presents its own kind of challenge, because if you don't keep the glass clean, and
I'm so sorry, I have to get on the road, but I'll keep watching in the car.
Oh, okay, Kente. Thank you so much for dropping by.
Happy holidays,
so fun to have
Kente.
You. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, take care.
Well, I didn't, when I jumped in and I heard him mention Bosch, I was like, oh, that was one of my favorite shows to watch. Yeah, I watched that whole series.
I don't know if you weren't here yet, but I was just showing Kenta. I just got this on sale. I got my first Stream Deck.
Uh-huh.
And usually it's $159, and I got it for $99.
Yeah, I think that's, I have one. I think I have the XL, but it is still sitting in the box, Patricia. Along with so much. Remember that I've only turned on that Apple MacBook Pro that, I mean, it was like over $3,000, I think, by the time I had everything put on it. And I've only turned it on the one time to set it up. So shame on me. It's just because of life circumstances. And then
things going on.
But I wanted to stop by and wish you a happy holidays, of course.
Thank you, Barb.
And I was so excited about the news this morning that Jack Dorsey is finally leaving Twitter. I'm telling you.
And I was wondering, so who is that?
He's the founder of Twitter, but he was the front face for Twitter last year in making all of the caustic remarks and between, I don't want to get into the politics. I don't like the way any of it came down on either side. I think both sides should be ashamed of themselves and the way that they handle themselves. But because it became an issue on social media, it destroyed the platforms. It destroyed the social aspect, because it was allowed to run rampant from day one. And
so he's retiring then.
I don't think he's retiring. He's finally getting out. He stepped away once before, and then felt he had to come back. And to me, his coming back was the beginning of why Twitter went sour, in my opinion.
Okay, I didn't even realize. Okay.
Yeah. So you remember Samantha Kelly, right?
What'd you say?
You remember Samantha Kelly, right? From Blab Days, from Ireland, the tweeting goddess. And
yeah.
I was in, because Twitter has some new capabilities that are pretty awesome. And Twitter Spaces, she had me, because that's their answer there to Clubhouse, and the audio was excellent.
Right.
The audio was excellent. Connection was good. I went into Clubhouse, it was just a fluke. I went in briefly this morning and caught up with another, some gals that from, Terry Johnson and the Biz Chicks, all them, to wish them a happy holidays. But I got dropped out because of my internet access. And I told my husband, because I pay a fortune for my internet access up here. And it's like, I can't, well, it's like with anything. If you have to buy in if you want to have the best you can have. And the thing is that all these satellites and stuff are weather dependent. And so you never know. And it just happened to be a day that it was like, what is going on here? So I'm surprising that it's holding now. But it's, I thought I've got to stop by and see how you're doing. And
I really appreciate it, and love to how your two corgis doing, your two little pups.
Oh, gosh, we could do a whole series on those kids. They are, they're more than a handful. Everybody said, Barb, at your age, you don't want to do this, and so forth and so on. And I really felt I needed the companionship, which I did.
Yeah.
And having had corgis before, I thought I know all there is to know, because you know how I do. I research things.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I can handle this, you know.
Sure. Of course you can.
But it's the first time I've had a fluffy corgi, and that's what King is. He is an actually result of a genetic issue in the corgis, the recessed gene or something that they call it. You can Google it. But the point is they're a little bit bigger, and his personality is totally wired. And I wasn't prepared for that. And when the breeder, when they're born, the breeder gives them a name. Oh, wow.
That's a big message.
Okay.
I mean, I had to interrupt. I'm interrupting this show to announce, well, it's in the show notes, but people looking for work probably need to check this out. Thank you, Risa Foster, so much. UPS, NC Works Durham, virtual hiring event right now. Head over there. There's the link. Yes.
Wow.
Thank you so much. I didn't know about this. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much. Wow.
Oh, that's great.
A million thanks.
Yeah.
And it's the holiday season too. So, and I was talking to a friend over the phone yesterday, and I was saying how I see so many people getting hired around, the end of the year. She was saying how people stop looking for work at the end of the year. And I'm like, no, I've seen so many people get hired in December, for sure. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just excited. I'm sorry, Barb.
That's true, though. I'm with you. There's more opportunities coming up. But I was in my research yesterday, actually, since you brought it up about the job thing, it's like, what is going on? Because I know I had been working. Are you in Ross's book? That's his 100 live streamer book that he has.
Ross Brand? No, he didn't ask me. No.
Well, you've been consistent. You should take my spot, because he told me I had until today, and I have, Patricia, so much has happened. I have I have an eye disorder that's taking my eyesight away. And,
oh no!
And
is it like macular degeneration?
Yeah, and so I'm fighting it, because they said that the apple cider, the daily doses of apple cider, I believe it is. I have to look and see what I just do it by rote now, and it does help. But I've had some serious. What the result is you have floaters that come over your eyes, so you can see clearly 1 minute, and the next minute you have these clouds come over your eyes. So, and if it can't, it's something that happens as we age. And so you can't predict, well, it won't happen to me, or how can I prevent it, and that kind of thing.
What about laser surgery?
I've had it. I've already had laser surgery. I've had 2 laser surgeries. And so when I saw the eye doctor, and he told me that it was not aggressive, and that I could probably manage it, and we would try to do that as long as possible, because you can go blind through the surgery.
Oh my God.
So it's been kind of an intense year, given, my last 2 years and what I've gone through.
Yeah.
So
I wish you the best, Barb.
Thank you. I've been working on this thing for Ross for well over a week now. And, it has, briefly just your bio and then what your predictions are for the new year. And so as I was looking at what was happening to all of us, and I was going through all this research materials and how, we have a new variant of the C word coming up.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
go there, but we have a new variant being introduced at this
Yeah.
point in time. And the impact on all of us. And
Yeah.
so it's, well, who's working? Because I also, in this research, it unveiled that, more millennials were electing to not get married, not have
Mhm.
families, which was a
Mhm.
mind blower. So it's like, okay, well, then how do you fill your time? You know what I'm saying? Because part
I'm
of
sure
what
they're
takes
thinking
so
of
much of
something.
our time, but think about it, as we've gone through life, a large part of our time has to do with our family stories and
Mhm.
what goes on. And so if you cut the family unit out, a job is just a job, and people are walking away from jobs because they feel they're not appreciated, right?
I
It
think a
is.
lot of the young people and the creative people are forging their own way in the creative space, I said way back in the 90s, I'm not lying at all. I told my sister back in the 90s, I said, we're going to have to start making up our own jobs. I said that way
Mm-hmm.
back in the 90s. Cookie can attest to that. And and I see now my niece is in her 30s, and she has friends leading that creative life, making up their own jobs
Mm-hmm.
online,
Mm-hmm.
doing well.
Well,
So I don't think it's anything new. I think that COVID is pushing people to make that leap.
mhm. Well, it's
And
not just about a job. That's the whole
mm,
point. And it's
oh,
like what
definitely,
I
it's a
said to
lifestyle, the
you,
whole lifestyle
it's the
thing. Yeah.
lifestyle. And that's what I'm saying
Hmm.
about family and all of that,
Hmm.
is that
Hmm.
it's actually the upside is young people with families, young families, they're
Hmm.
finding that they're having to educate their children at home, or they have to participate in their children's education daily at home, because they have to set up everything for them to be able to get that education
Hmm.
and monitor it to make sure it's coming through and that the child isn't misusing it. So
Right.
they have no choice but to be active. And so that's when I looked at that, and the millennial, I mean, it was like 61% of the millennial generation not planning to not get married, not to have family.
61%.
61%. And I'm going, you got to be kidding me, because that is
Hmm.
major. And so I think, it's the times that we're going through.
Hmm.
And like you, I think there's always opportunities out there, but it's not about getting a job.
Hmm.
It's about changing your lifestyle.
It's
So
a
your
whole
needs are met,
lifestyle thing. Hmm.
right? Exactly. Because then you create, and that's why I've been an entrepreneur, all my life, adult
Amazing.
life. And
Hmm.
that's because I couldn't, you would always get to the point in working for someone else as an employee that,
Hmm.
the bottom line, if you could see something going a certain way and you could not get a consensus, you were out.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you could be, it was a personality thing, and those weren't people that you were with every day. They were the
Yeah.
people, I mean, that you were having conversations with every day, and
Hmm.
being part of that daily life. So it's a definite time, major time of change. But I think that this year, going into 2022, is
Hmm.
that it is going to be filled a lot more with gratitude, creativity. Is You're going to see a lot of
Hmm.
people taking stake on being grateful for what they have and where they are. And
Interesting. I think families are going to work together more, because back in the day, families did work together in terms of income and
mhm,
livelihood and that sort of thing. And I remember when my friend Blanche lived in Spain for a while, the family business, they would work together,
mhm,
during the daylight hours. They would work together as families. So the family business was actually the business that the whole family was involved in. I
Right.
can imagine with the young people being almost supernaturally knowledgeable, almost born with knowledge of the internet, it seems. I can imagine the adults starting businesses and using the expertise of their kids to grow the business. I can imagine things like that happening for sure. And the kids almost driving the social media campaigns and just sharing the knowledge that because they're online so much. So I can imagine families really working together to forge out a nice little adventure and living. So we'll see. But
Yeah.
that's what my prediction is for this year in the future. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to be right or not, but I'll bet you I'm going to be partially right, at least
You're
partially.
well. So you're saying that there's going to be more attention paid to the. Be more specific for me. What?
I can imagine, for example, okay, for let's see. I can imagine people, well, there was already a trend in the past couple of years. I forget the term, but people ordering items from China and customizing them and selling them as their own products. I'm imagining people doing that in the creative space where they are maybe brewing coffee, making soap, building things, and not using the kids, working with their kids who are probably building the websites, running the social media, advertising what the parents are making, and making it a whole family affair, family
Okay.
business, you know. So, and the family business that my friend Blanche was talking about in Spain, this particular family she was living with, I think they were making sausage. So they would go back to the village on the weekend and make the sausage together to sell in town during the week. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I can see that happening online with a lot of people, a lot of families. That's just my prediction.
Uh-huh. Very
So
good.
yeah, because
It's it's certainly been a lot of extremely interesting last 18 months. And
yeah,
what's
I
that?
I was thinking that the real estate market would be quite volatile because I think a lot of businesses, because they're realizing that some of their employees really can thrive and do well at home and still get the work done. I was imagining that a lot of businesses would reevaluate their real estate needs. And of course, you don't want to break your lease, but I could imagine when leases are up, that there's going to be some reevaluating going on. And I think a lot of downtown real estate is going to be change. I don't know. I think the world's going to change when these leases start coming up.
Okay.
Later this year. We'll see. I don't know about
No,
that.
you're right. It's going to be a hybrid type of part working at home, part working at a location. And I mean, this is the reason why I chose this particular resort where I'm at. And focusing the last phase of my life story here, because it has actually been designated as a census designated place in the USA. So what that means is that it can actually become a legitimate community. It has everything, it has the infrastructure there to make that happen if the residents do certain things to make sure that happens. And so my vision was to be a catalyst in making that happen, and for my son to be the first mayor of that town.
Cool.
And so my son is working on his doctorate on public administration. And
A
he so
big
far
plan.
is straight A student. and is doing
Nice.
extremely well, and is he has chosen a path of entry into the community, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of him because I mean he can, you know, I think the majority of us really dread public speaking as people. It's like, you know, I can talk to my friends, but getting up on stage and talk to
Mm-hmm.
people I don't know or sharing, well, I mean, it's just like the video thing.
Mm-hmm.
And online is like, will you come on cam? Will you do these things? And so forth and so on. And I know you feel confident. You've seen me, you know, I'm for real. Have no doubt about that. But now in this new world,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be that virtual introduction is going to be it for so many people.
For sure.
And so he has mastered both sides. And so that when he comes into that public space in person, um, they already are comfortable with him because they've seen him virtually and sharing, you know, what he has to offer and
Mm-hmm.
what his research and so forth. So I'm really proud of the way that that's unfolding so far. I'm actually not just
Nice.
proud of him, but
Mm-hmm.
excited about how it's unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that is,
Interesting. I like that.
yeah. So, but it is about, you know, for me, it was like, well, all I have left is my family. What I want to make sure that everyone has their best life,
Mm-hmm.
with me in it, hopefully. But
Yeah.
for my husband, he wanted to spend the last phase of his life just playing golf every day or as many days as he possibly
Hey,
could. And so
no
here
problem.
in this environment,
Mm-hmm.
it comes with 3 golf courses. So
Sweet.
and they're championship courses, and I mean they're well known. They've you know, they've been on television many times and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
he has that. And so as long as he can do that, he'll be a happy man. You know, that's his thing. And
I'm all about having that good life while you
yeah.
can. Absolutely.
So we'll
Definitely.
see. We'll see.
And
But
it's nice to be able to make your choice as to what you're going to do. A lot of people, some people wait almost too long to do what they want to do, you know? And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But I have seen people wait.
it's
This
just a
is
level of awareness.
yeah,
And if you,
yeah,
sometimes some of us don't reach that because we've not been exposed to how to become aware. You know,
yeah,
it's like nobody's shown me how to become more aware and how to be
mm,
present with myself.
yeah.
And I mean, it's a journey. And I quite frankly wouldn't have gone down that path myself. Probably would have never met you had
Wow.
I oh, hi Eileen.
Eileen,
You should join
hello.
us, girlfriend. So
Yeah, if you have
it,
time, hop over to Facebook and
grab
yeah.
the link. But where were we?
I'm talking about making those choices, being
Right.
aware, being aware.
That awareness, we wouldn't have
Mhm.
met had I not gone through the cancer story. I mean, I was 2 years in, had more surgeries to go. And it's like, wow, what if I check out tomorrow? I've got
Yeah,
all this stuff, you
yeah.
know, I've got all this stuff to take care of, and nobody knows about it.
Wow.
Nobody cares about it, right? So
Mm,
how do we fix that? And it's
yeah.
like in you and what you were doing in your community, and that's why I think you were so relatable. And what you were saying is because you could see what was happening in your own story and you were sharing that. I was like, well, wait a minute, we just got to wake up. We got to do something. It's
Yeah.
up to us as individuals to just
Hmm.
look around us and say, how can I make a difference where I am today to get where I want to be tomorrow?
Exactly. And you have added so much to the balloon community as
Oh,
well.
that's so close to my heart, as you know. But and then thank
Yeah.
you for joining me in there. But you can see what's happened in there in the last 18 months. And I
Mhm.
mean, that young man that we just lost he is 35 years old, and had
Gee.
his own, had already at that age gone and created a very successful hot air balloon manufacturing company, had been in 2 locations, the 2 top locations in ballooning in the United States of America,
Wow.
and been very successful, and then gone from October to November, and because of the C word, he's gone.
Yeah.
So we
Gee.
never know.
You really don't. So
And
to me, just look around, like you said, see where you can help. And I say just go for it. And I think doing new things, it's not necessary, but it can be fun. It can be fun. It's not necessary. And it's not really even necessary to, a lot of people think that you simply must conquer your fears. You don't really have to if you don't want to. But sometimes it might be just a little thing that's in your way that you might not realize. It's not that big a deal. A lot of people are afraid to come on camera. A lot of people are afraid to, like you said, speak publicly. And once you do it the first time, now sometimes, and very, oh, that was
what
pretty.
was that? That came
You
up on my
changed to
camera, didn't it?
Yeah, you changed to a balloon, hot air balloon.
Oh,
Pretty
I know
quick.
what it did. I know what it
Your
did.
image.
It did my screen from that's behind that image.
Oh, okay, that was
Because
nice.
I'm using 2
Your 2 monitors.
monitors, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
Boy,
Cool.
that's kind of weird. I went down to check my cam and mic, and my mouse, because of my sight thing, accidentally
Mhm.
hit on the
Oh,
ManyCam
okay.
app, because I
Okay.
control all those different cameras feeds coming in
Mhm.
with that. And speaking of cameras, that's been a fetish of mine over the years. We
Okay.
all started with that Logitech 920, and we got,
That's what I
I had
have.
this line.
I'm not using it now, but I do have one.
Yeah, and what was in our computers and what was on our phones and all those different
Mhm.
things. Well, I really got hooked on the IP cams, the Internet Protocol cams,
Oh.
that people that are in the past have been used just for security. And
Oh, but those aren't good quality, are they?
yeah, this is a 4-megapixel camera that's in these.
Oh, well, I'm wrong.
So it shoots out, this gets into that education about our internet connection. Remember how
Yeah.
much we get into those long-haired discussions about?
Yeah.
Because you can have the greatest equipment in the world, but if you don't have a good connection, only so much gets out there.
That's why I like
So,
StreamYard so much, because they do all the heavy lifting on the
absolutely.
computer end. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's going to make a big difference in this coming year as well.
I think so too, because there are a lot of people like my friend Crystal. She does The Warrenist, and she's in a more rural part of North Carolina. Her speed isn't that fast. She uses StreamYard, and she's able to pull off doing some really great interviews. But I think it's thanks to her talent, of course, but also StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
They do all the technical heavy lifting. So
Exactly.
I can't explain it any better because I'm not very technical myself. But yeah,
Right.
it's also like not only looking around and seeing where you can help, but also looking around to see what you need and what you can grab to help you along your way. That can, without necessarily following the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I think StreamYard is good for people in situations where the internet isn't as fast.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe somebody's using something else, but my thing is use what's best for you.
Right.
So
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm a big StreamYard fan.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And they keep improving. They keep bringing on new features, and I just really love that.
Yes, I agree with you 1,000% on that. So,
Well,
but
they say they want to
anyway,
make it fun, and they
yeah.
do.
With these IP cams, I now have 5 of this type that you're seeing here, 4 megapixels.
Oh.
And I can control them through that ManyCam application that I was using when we were back on Blab.
Okay.
And I ended up, and this is the holiday season when you can do this, you can get a lifetime service, a lifetime access to a service that you can't otherwise afford, but you can pick up during this the Cyber Monday, Black Friday, all of that's going on this holiday buying season.
Nice.
And so I've had it since the 1.0 version, and it's still, and I told Gage on StreamYard, I said, you guys need to have that and have everything it's got within the web browser in your application, because the educational community use ManyCam significantly.
Oh, do they?
Oh yeah, that's how I was introduced to it. Before it was at the 1.0 in the beta version, and they, because it came in from the Apple side first, and was introduced that way. But the thing is, I can go up, I believe it's to 20 resources or something on there. It's incredible.
Wow.
But I have a really, whatever, when you go to the website, whatever the top edition of it is, I've got it. And so it allows me to pull in audio from people's phones. They can be going in direct to that application, but then I can feed it through StreamYard. I can add Zoom to that. So, I mean, it really gets...
You've always been ahead of the game.
Being able to bring but it's the why. Why would you do that, Barb? It's just to conquer the gear. No, it's about getting that community together, getting them talking, getting them working together when they can't physically be together, to be together.
Exactly.
Because there are so many options. So I'm excited now because I also have, because in this day and age, as you know, with what happened in the last year and a half, we've had unrest in cities, crime is up, and so it's, how do we counteract that? Because many in many states, like here where I'm at, when you do a petty theft, they're not the typical responses. They don't even, you call it into the police department and they mark it down, but they don't pursue it because they don't have the time. They
can't cover everything now. Yeah.
Right. And so,
with it being the holiday season, people really, really, really have to be careful.
Exactly. And so
some people are desperate. I hate to say that. I really do. But some people really are desperate.
Yes. And so Amazon has come out with its whole offering of these IP cam applications. And they have, in fact, one is today, I've got 3 of the cameras that are outdoor IP cams that I can install around. So they're just hardly noticeable at all. To have them down on the lake. Now you'd say, well, Barbie, you're having that for security. Well, that wasn't my intent in purchasing it. My intent in purchasing it was to pick up the images of the deer traveling by the lake, because I'm on the migration path, because it's incredible to see what they do when they stop and they, it's like, oh, a lake, I'm going to sit down and enjoy, eating the grass and so forth and so on. And they played with my corgis. So.
Wait a minute. Where are the deer going?
They're migrating to the south, where it's not so cold for the winter. And so that's how far they travel. And oh geez, I'm not prepared to answer that today, but it's quite a ways. They're down below Colorado, I think, going clear down to New Mexico. Some of them go, it's kind of like us as people. Like some of us enjoy the snow. We don't all want to.
We certainly don't walk. I mean, that's an amazing trek.
But it's what they do. Trek. That's their story, for sure. Okay. But to be able to capture that and then share that with people who aren't in that environment, because like you say, it's like, I can't imagine. And I mean, you've seen it. You've seen what the deer do and
I
so
have.
forth.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but the other side of that is those IP cameras are security cameras. They see
Mm-hmm.
anything that goes down there.
Yeah.
And depending on how you program them, you can have the sound, you can be action activated and so forth and so on. I mean, you can really get out there
Mm-hmm.
with that kind of stuff.
The only
So,
thing that bothers me about those cameras, I was watching a YouTube video, and it was a Canadian video, and this news crew were going around noticing that people using certain webcams or
mhm,
security cameras, because of the fact that the company did not insist on them using a password, people were breaking into their streams and showing the insides of their homes, whatever the camera was showing
mhm,
on the internet. And so they were going around, going to people's houses saying, "Were you aware that we're
right.
watching you eat dinner,
Exactly.
count
Security
your
is the
money?"
key issue. Yes.
Yeah.
And there's an opportunity there to teach people how to use them properly. Um,
Yeah.
but all the way back in history, it's read the manual. How many of us read the manuals of things that we get? And
Well, actually, they were putting the fault on the company because the company allowed you to use the camera without a password, and they were insisting that the company should implement a policy where,
enforce a password. Yeah.
yeah, and the company was like, "Oh, it's up, if you
It's
want
up
to,
to you.
sure."
Right. Well, that's not an area I want to get into pursuit of because I do believe it is the individual. It's you have a responsibility when you buy something to learn how to use it.
That's true.
If you're planning to get, it's just like me
Yeah.
not going any farther with the one computer when I've been using computers since they were entered the marketplace, since they were
Yeah.
made available to us. So it's about the choices that we make there. And,
Yeah.
what is the impetus that says, what's going to really inspire me to pick up that device and use it to communicate my message or to be, and gets us back to StreamYard, is that everybody, the lowest common denominator is we have a smartphone, a smart
Mm-hmm.
device, because we need
Mm-hmm.
to communicate with one another because of the way that communication technology has progressed. And you can launch your show, you can launch that experience right from your phone. You don't even need to have a computer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's all a matter in your decision in deciding that you want to actually learn how to use it and follow through with it. But
Exactly.
these security cams, like I said, there'll be 3 of them there. And what I learned, because my local community is on Nextdoor, a lot of activity on Nextdoor they feel it's more secure, but it's not. I mean,
Okay.
it's actually a Facebook affiliated company, and they
Okay.
um, the whole thing is they've decided that's where they all want to congregate. Okay, fine. And they're
Mm-hmm.
familiar with using Zoom. And
Mm-hmm.
so we can combine that with Zoom. I actually use StreamYard on that platform. I just gave them the link and said you could come into the studio and chat. We're not going anywhere. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm one of those proponents that wants to be able to embed them on the websites and at destinations so that it will go live within an external destination. Other than
Actually, with my new website, I don't know if I haven't told you. I redesigned the Durham Skywriter. It's totally new website host. I left GoDaddy and went to Google Domains, which hides your personal information for no extra cost. And I redesigned the Durham Skywriter. I don't even use Weebly anymore. I now use Wix, which is far, far more advanced. And yeah, I have speaking of what you just said about the
embed.
feed, I have a YouTube widget so that you can actually click on shows and watch the
Right there.
show from the website, or
Right.
you can see the last, I think the last 8 shows right there on the website.
Yeah, I'll have to visit your website again, but that is a feature of WordPress. You can do that very easily, and you can embed Facebook as well, but we
Okay.
can't. There are certain destinations we can't. It's getting kind of hairy out there. There are destinations that we can't do that until certain things are done from the service or the application that is providing the initial feed. So that's like StreamYard saying, now you have to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook so we can see your comments, because Facebook dictates that. And so they have to set things up so that they have to make that work together. And so that's why I watch, what they can offer. I mean, people are requesting that is offered and what can be offered that's within their control. And I think we're very close on StreamYard embeds, just like what we see on YouTube.
Well, I'm looking forward to them fixing that link with Twitter, because right now you can't, I don't think you can see comments. You definitely can't post comments to Twitter from StreamYard. So I do hope that they fix that. Because when it was Periscope, which was part of Twitter at one time, before they shut it down, you were able to see and make comments on Periscope. And for some odd reason, they shut off Periscope. They ended it. Technically, you can still go to Periscope TV, periscope.tv, and open your account and watch your videos from Periscope, believe it or not. But for some reason, they did that without fixing the link first, which I thought was kind of goofy.
Huh. Well, I didn't know you could still go to Periscope. But
oh yeah. Yeah, you can go to periscope.tv and open your account from Twitter and watch your videos and maybe even post them. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, I know that they're busy upgrading, and Eileen's been covering that in her shows. Miss Eileen
I do have to watch. Eileen had I just missed her. She was live and I just missed her, and she had some update information.
Yeah.
Actually, she was on somebody else's show too this weekend. This gentleman, I don't remember his name. So I need to watch and learn.
Yeah, I saved that link in our group, so do check that, because it was an excellent show. Excellent. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, I need to take off. So
okay, Bob. Thank you for dropping by.
You're quite welcome, and I really truly wish you a happy holiday season.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too. I hope things work out well for you, Barb.
Thank you.
Awesome. That was so fun. And anyone watching, you can always join me on camera. Just click on that link. It's always on the Facebook side, even though my show is on Twitter and YouTube as well. The link is only on Facebook because I want to pretty much more or less know who's clicking on the link, because, anybody can join from YouTube. I'm just saying, I don't want strange, like naked people joining me on camera without any warning. Or regardless. So with that, have a beautiful day. Share this out so that more Durhamites can know what's happening in Durham. And I'll see you tomorrow at noon. If you're looking for work, like Risa Foster tells us, she has in the show notes information on how to sign up with an account with NC Works, and go ahead, make an account. If you're a job seeker, go to that virtual job hiring event. Get a job and let me know if you got something. That would be awesome. With that, have a beautiful day. See you at noon tomorrow for Bull City Hangout. Ciao for now.